I want to talk a little bit about protecting your body. There have been multiple studies done across ophthalmologists in general in Iran, in the UK, in the United States, and over 55% of ophthalmologists have reported back pain and neck pain over the course of their careers. There was a study of ophthalmic plastic surgeons who reported that 9 out of 134 surveyed had to stop operating, curtail their careers, stop operating because of physical injury. The number one cause of disability in ophthalmologists is neck strain. And so I want you to take this next talk. It's a little bit light. You're going to get up and get moving, but take it home because we do this day in and day out. And if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of all those thousands of patients. You can't earn that living for your family, and you can't fulfill the passion which brought you into medicine in the first place. Take it over. I'd like to introduce my friend Camille Palma. She is a vitreoretinal surgeon in Chicago and a yogi. So thank you.
Roma gives the best introductions. I think that this stand is here. Oh, perfect. So Roma already introduced me. My name is Camille Palma. I practice retina in Chicago. I'm also a 200-hour certified yoga instructor with a very, very passionate interest in body movement and physical wellness. It's something that's lacking in what we do. No financial disclosures. So ergonomics. This is a word that we all know, but it's something that we tend to tuck away in the backs of our minds until our shoulders, necks, and backs begin hurting. Quick poll of the audience. How many people in this room have experienced pain in their bodies after a long day of operating or a long day in the clinic? Yes, everybody. How many of you have chronic pain? Do you hurt more than one day in a row? I'm glad to see that the numbers are not that high. That's partially because we are yos. Give that 10 years and you may experience more pain. One more question. How many of you exercise at least 3 times a week? Yes, I like those numbers. How many of you exercise every single day? Yes, okay, for the people who raised your hand, amazing, but we need to change those numbers. Everyone in this room should raise their hand.
We're gonna get this ready for you.
Okay, thank you. Everyone should be able to raise your hand. That's what I'm here to change. Now, the topic of ergonomics is huge. We deal with so many pitfalls in our clinic. This talk is too short to address all of those. But I'd like to point your attention to the great ergonomics talk tomorrow. There are also a couple of great resources on the AAO website, an article and a best practices slideshow, which is really fantastic, that you can go to if you want to know more about ergonomics. My goal today is to give you an action plan. You are going to learn a 5-minute yoga sequence. You can do this anytime, any day, in between patients, while you're waiting for your patient to get an OCT, at your lunch break, when you get out of your car, anytime that you need to de-stress or slow down, you are going to empower yourself with the knowledge of these movements that you can use throughout your day. Yoga is not being the most flexible person in the room. It is not about being able to contort yourself into different shapes. There is no right or wrong way to do yoga. It is about being mindful, slowing down, and paying attention to your movement. So I urge you to suspend your preconceived judgments about what it means to practice yoga and just have fun for the next 5 minutes. Now, we will be getting up and moving, so please don't do anything stupid. If your body hurts, if you're injured, please back off. I would also say that with the layout of the room, those of you with the tables may want to negotiate space with your chairs. If your bag is at your feet, please move it to the side. And if you're wearing heels, feel free to kick your shoes off. So let's get started. Everybody in the room, please sit up straight, place both feet onto the ground, and find a long, tall spine. Everyone just got 2 inches taller. Now try to avoid arching or curling your back. Instead, pull your tailbone into your chair, lift from the base of your skull. Now when you lift from the base of your skull, notice how your chin tucks in towards your neck and creates space in your cervical spine. Now close your eyes. We're going to start with 3 big deep breaths in and out. So as you inhale, feel your rib cage expanding in all directions. Pause at the top, open your mouth, and then let your breath out. I want to hear it. Good, one more time, breathe in. Is your spine still long? Hold at the top, open your mouth, let it out. Last time, breathe in deeply, fill your lungs up entirely. Open your mouth, let it out, I want to hear it. Awesome. All right, let's move. Everybody up. So put your feet hips width distance. Put a nice gentle bend in your knees and start bouncing. That's it. Sway from side to side, one foot or the other. I know everyone in this room is freezing, so this will feel really, really good. Maybe shift your weight to your toes, back to your heels. Begin to shake your hands. Shake your head, yes and no. Put your arms in the air, keep shaking. Feel it move. Lots of smiles on your faces. Moving makes people happy. Lower your arms back down. One more time, lift your hands. You're moving all the lymph in your body. Feel your energy building. Let it back down. Now find stillness. Keep your feet hips width distance. Ground down through all four corners of your feet. Lift your kneecaps. Engage your quads. Tuck your tailbone slightly under. Find that same long spine that you had when you were sitting. Remember to keep your chin tucked in towards your neck. There we go. This is mountain pose. You're doing yoga. On your next exhale, sink your booty as if you're going to sit into your chair, but don't let it touch your chair. Keep your quads engaged, squeeze your glutes. Now look down at your toes. If you can't see them, shift your weight into your heels. Inhale, stand back up. One more time, sink your hips down low, squeeze your glutes, relax your shoulders away from your ears, hold. Inhale, stand back up, be long and tall. So this is a fun one, a median nerve stretch. Show your neighbor your palm. We'll do right arm first. Point your fingers, rotate them towards the back wall so your thumb is pointed towards the back wall and your fingers are pointed down. Now lower your ear towards your shoulder. This can be quite painful. You're stretching your median nerve. So if you feel pain, back off. Now lower your right hand, place it behind your lower back. Take your left arm, drape it over your head, and gently pull your head to the side. As your ear drifts away from your shoulder, you'll feel a really nice stretch along the side of your neck. Now gaze towards your pinky toe. Notice how this changes the stretch and moves it towards the back of your neck. Release both of your arms, roll your head to center, and come back up. Let's do the other side. Lift your left arm. Show the stop sign, rotate your hand so that your fingers are pointed down. Now tilt your head away from your hand. If you'd like more of a stretch, pull your fingertips towards the ground as you lengthen your arm. Lower your arm, put it behind your back. Take your opposite arm, drape it over your head, and gently stretch. You'll feel the stretch along the side of your head. Look down towards your pinky toe. Allow the stretch to move to the back of your neck. Lower your hands, roll your head back to center, and come back up. Now, you might have stopped breathing during this point. Remember to continue to breathe as we do this. So now we're going to do eagle arms. I want to make sure I don't hit the microphone here. So take your hands, wrap your right elbow underneath your left. 3 options here depending on how tight your shoulders are. Option 1, bear hug. Rest your arms on your shoulders. Option 2, back of palm to back of palm. Option 3, press your palms together. Wherever you feel most comfortable, lower your shoulders away from your ears, pull them in towards your midline. Then lift your elbows up and away from your chest and press your palms away from your face. You will feel a big opening in your shoulders. Hold for a breath, and then exhale, release it out, give it all a little shake. Let's do the other side. Wrap your left elbow underneath your right. 3 options, 1, 2, or 3. Take the same option on this side that you did on the other side. Now pull your shoulders down and together. Pull your elbows away from your chest and press your palms away from your face. Continue to breathe and feel the stretch in your outer shoulders. Release your arms down. Begin to roll your shoulders up and back. Check in with your spine. Are you still nice and long and tall? Now slow down this movement. Make it big and exaggerated. As you breathe in, come up towards your ears. As you breathe out, roll down your back. 1 or 2 more times. Now let's move a little bit more. Come into a forward fold. So negotiate your space. Come all the way down. I will take this while I'm down there. Now in a forward fold, keep your feet hips width distance. It's very important to protect your lower back, so make sure that there's a slight bend in your knees. Take your arms, grab for opposite elbows. Let your head hang heavy like a bowling ball. Press your chest in towards your thighs, maybe sway from side to side. You should feel this stretch in your hamstrings and a lot of decompression in your back. Now on your next inhale, press your palms into your thighs and create a tabletop with your back. Pull your tailbone towards the back wall and extend the top of your head towards the stage. If you have a table or chair in front of you, you can reach your arms out and put them on the table or chair. This turns this movement into an assisted downward facing dog. Extend through your spine and through your hamstrings. If you don't have access to that, just leave your hands on your thighs. Everybody exhale and release back down to your forward fold. This time, take your hands, reach them behind your back, clasp them in a basket grip, and I will do this one-handed since I have the mic, and then allow gravity to pull your arms forward. Remember to let your head hang heavy and maintain the microphone in your knees to protect your spine. This will give you a nice big shoulder stretch. Everybody release your hands, allow them to fall, and then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll yourself up to a standing position. Hey, look, we're back in mountain pose. You've done this before. Long, straight spine, grounded down, tailbone tucked under. Close your eyes. We'll end with a breath. Take a big, deep breath in. Fill up your lungs. Open your mouth, exhale it out. Notice that this feels different than it did before. I see lots of smiles in this room, so everyone can open their eyes. Now remember, stay active. Nobody will take care of your body but you. And if you don't take care of your body, you can't take care of the people in your life, your patients, your family. I don't expect anybody to remember this sequence off the top of their head. If you would like to take a picture of this slide, it has all of the movements that we just did. You can also email me at yogaidoc@gmail.com, and I can email you a video of the sequence so that you can practice this at home. You can do a couple of these movements. You can do all of them. You can do whatever your body needs in the moment, but you just went through a full yoga sequence. You feel good, right? Do this multiple times a day, and you will keep your body strong and healthy. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today.
There are many different types of yoga. Which one would you recommend for a starter?
I think that depends on your initial level of activity and what your preferences are. So I tend to practice a hot yoga. I grew up in Florida, and I like anything that's hot and sweaty, and so that's why I gravitated towards that. If you like to hold a pose and stretch in it for a long period of time, something like a restorative yin yoga may be for you. There are so many different types of yoga, and what I would say is go to a class, and if it doesn't resonate with you, if it doesn't feel good in your body, then try something else, because there are so many different schools of yoga. There are lots of options online that you can go to. If you want to email me, I can direct some things to you specifically. Yeah?
During our day-to-day work in the OR or in clinic, what's the number one area you say that
We could talk all day long about that. I would say pay attention to your spinal posture. As ophthalmologist, and particularly as a retina specialist that wears the indirect headlamp a lot, we get a lot of cervical spine injuries, and I can't tell you how many people I've worked with who sit at the slit lamp like this, or who sit at the operating microscope like this. And so lumbar and cervical spine are two really sensitive areas. And if you take just a moment or two to pay attention to your posture, you can fix a lot of pitfalls that you would normally run into. Yes. I do. It's not the yoga Instagram, though. Send me an email, or I can come and talk to you afterwards, yeah.
Just want to stress how important this is. The American Academy of Ophthalmology has a task force on ergonomics, and they have a lot of resources online, such as slides, modifications that you can make to your slit lamp, modifications that you can make to your workspace. And all of this should be supported by your employer. The employer is invested in maintaining and your ability to continue to work. And so work with your employers on how to modify your work sites to make sure that you're not injuring yourself repeatedly every single day. And
I'm also going to jump in and say that, yes, in the ideal world, your employer will move things around, but by the same token, if your computer happens to be attached to the wall, that's where it's going to stay. So another tool to use is to go to the academy, look at the website, see the resources that are available, but this is about empowering yourself. You have to understand what you're doing wrong and how your body movements may potentially hurt you in the long run before you try to do anything different. So educate yourself as to what you can do to stay strong and stay safe and healthy, and move every single day. That's the best advice I can give. Move every day.
one of the best advices that she gave, she was like, Roma, you're an ophthalmologist. It's time for that monthly massage. Invest in yourself.
Yes.
So, take that.